seems like second downs and third downs, it's not a short yardage situation. Is that something you would really like to turn around?
Yeah, first down's obviously a huge down, especially for us. We got to be able to be better on first down. I think our third down conversion is pretty solid thus far throughout the year, but we got to be good every down, because if we're not, then we're not going to be scoring a lot of points.
Davis, how do you feel like you played the first two games?
I think I got a lot of room for improvement. I just haven't been my best, haven't been myself first two games, and I'm really looking forward to the third game, because I feel like the first two games have just been a little off for everybody. I think we're all coming together as a team, as an offense, as a unit. And you saw the last drive, that's how it should be every single drive for us. And I feel like we just buckle down and don't worry about everything else. Don't worry about the media, don't worry about the fans. Just worry about those guys in the locker room. Just worry about getting first downs and touchdowns, and that's how it should be every drive. And I feel like us going off that field on defensively with that huge 3 and out, and then offensively scoring on that last drive has been a huge positive going to week 3.
Is that a drive like that at the end of a game like that, where it wasn't pretty but you guys found a way to win, does that kind of galvanize you guys as a group and help you moving forward?
Yeah, it was definitely a positive, because if we didn't score on that drive, we don't win the game probably. And we all looked each other in the eyes. We all had that belief we could do it, and we could tell we were going to score. And there was no doubt in anybody's mind. It wasn't because we were playing UTEP. It wasn't because that place was a hostile environment. It's just because we saw how hard we worked this summer. We dreamed for moments like that. And if it's a game-winning drive, I feel like we have the guys that can do that. And it's just a huge credit to Coach Kingsbury calling all those good plays and our guys executing it.
Talk about the Justin Stockton touchdown. Take us from what you saw on the field from snap to touchdown.
Looking at it, I saw a good box running in, and I also saw to the right good screen to throw it. So it was kind of iffy, and I felt like we were kind of just not moving the ball as well as we needed to. So maybe it was time for our run game to kind of pick up. So I just gave it to him, and Justin ran fast. That's one thing he does good, and he's a heck of a player, and he's a good teammate, and he's very religious and a good kid, and we're really happy if he's on the team. And you could tell when he scored, you see the whole offense go rally behind him. That's the kind of guy he is. We all believe in that kid, and he's gonna have a heck of a week this week.
How big of a weapon is he? Just his sheer speed and how it just kind of takes the offense kind of another gear.
Yeah, it's different. We don't have many guys who can run like that, but Dre had a great week 1, and had a good week, I think, week 2, and Q had a great run on second and 8, I believe. That one of those drives. I feel like our running backs are a really strong point of our team. So all 3 of those guys are really, really good.
Do you think Stockton's transition to the college game a little bit quicker than you guys might have expected, or is that something that you had seen before the season even started?
I think all those freshmen players are doing a really good job. Justin's obviously the guy getting the most name. Tevin Mass has done great. Jay Sean Johnson's done great, and that's just a credit to our coaches recruiting good players and having them ready day one. And Justin's done probably the best of any freshman so far. So we knew in fall camp that his speed was unmatched, and we knew we had to give him the ball, and now we got to get him the ball a little bit more, because he's shown he can do it.
What have you seen from Arkansas thus far, and what kind of challenge do you see that they'll bring to you guys?
Well, they're the best team we played this year, so we haven't played really that good this year, and we obviously have to pick up both sides of the ball, mostly offense, because that's what I play, and we got to score a lot of points, and because they're a good offense. They scored a lot of points last week, and obviously they have a great defense and big guys up front, and they're well coached. So we got to play. We have a great week of practice for a great game on Saturday.
Davis, as players, you guys build up and talk about Big 12 versus SEC?
Not really. We're just really excited to play Arkansas, because that's a big time program. I know. I watched when I was a little kid. I always went to the Cotton Bowl. I have a family members involved with that, and just going to the Arkansas game, see how great their fans are, and they support their team, and just having that tradition Arkansas has, and obviously in their SEC and all that stuff. Just it's fun to play an opponent like that, and I know our guys are ready.
Can you just talk a little bit more about that, the excitement surrounding this game, the new uniforms, Gabe Rivera going into their Ring of Honor, and just the excitement surrounding this game this weekend?
Yeah, I know the Cleveland staff, is going to have us ready. They're always, I think they're the best in the country, giving us what we need to succeed each Saturday, having the best clothes, best shoes. And I know we'll be decked out on Saturday, having a blackout in the stadium. I saw earlier today, and I think the atmosphere is going to be great. We just got to come out and play for it, because we had a great atmosphere week 1, and we didn't really play to our best of our ability. And I think we're all pretty motivated and determined to play really good this game.
Are you feeling harried in the back when you take the snap? Because sometimes it looks like the poise that I saw from last year isn't there yet. Are you feeling rushed? Do you think the up-tempo offense it could be part of that?
No, I feel like it's just putting a little too much pressure on myself. I'm worrying about things I really can't control. And, last game, for instance, my footwork wasn't there all the way. And that's something me and Coach Kingsbury are going to work on really, really hard this week. Just, being settled in the pocket and just really get better at that, because my footwork's a little off, then my throw's going to be a little off. And there's a couple throws in that game that I missed that I usually never miss in practice and stuff like that. So just having that transition to the practice field to the game field, just having, just making sure that happens. But I feel like we'll have a good week of practice, and we'll definitely harp on that this Saturday.
What are those things you're focused on that you can't control, that you need to forget about or whatever?
There's a lot of things I can't control. Just the only thing I gotta do is make sure this offense moves the ball and gets in the end zone, because I can't worry about what the defense does. Can't worry about what's going on officially. Why I can't worry about what's going on in the stands, what's going on my Twitter account. All I can worry about is just getting the ball in the end zone. I'm not doing a good job of that first 2 weeks, and I'm really motivated for week 3 because I feel like we have a chance to do that.
I think 7 first quarter points so far this year. How do y'all get off to a quicker start maybe against?
That's probably the biggest emphasis we'll have this week, and just get off a fast start, because that's something we haven't done yet. And it's not because we're playing Arkansas, we're playing a better team this week, just because we have to get a better start. Because if we want to do the things we want to do this year, we have to get off a better start. And you said it, 7 points in 2 games through the first quarter. It's unacceptable for an offense that could be really good.
Do you think you and maybe collectively the offense you try to be too perfect as opposed to just playing with what you have in front of you?
Yeah, I think we're all putting a little too much pressure on ourselves. I feel like that drive at the end was just something we really all needed. Just saying, hey, once we just say, forget everything, just forget everybody. This is all we have. This is all we got. Just play your game. We're all Division I athletes, and just play. Instead of just put too much pressure on ourselves. Well, we want to score 70 points this game. We want to throw for 500 yards this game. We want to score, how many points this season and average this many points. No, just win the game by one. Whatever it takes to score 1 point. That's kind of our offense is saying. Don't worry about what happens. Just whatever it takes, score 1 more point. You can see it right there. That's what our motto is on the offense side of the ball. Just WIT, whatever it takes.
When you guys were struggling early there, kind of in some of those 3-and-out situations, looked like you kind of got frustrated. Did he turn up the heat or against you or never did or how did they prepare?
No, I mean, he's an emotional coach, and it's fun to play for. He's very energetic and excited. That's something I want to play for. He has a lot of expectations for me, and rightfully so. And I got to live up to the expectations, because the first 2 weeks I really haven't. And I got to pick my game up for this team to be more successful, and it really just falls on my shoulders. So, yeah, he's got a little on me more, but that's what you want to coach. If he stops getting on me, then I need to start being worried, because then probably not going to be playing much longer.
I think it's an advantage to have a style of offense that obviously Arkansas only sees once, maybe twice a year in the SEC West.
Not really. I think those guys are really ready to play us. I think those guys are tired of hearing our tempo. I'm sure our defense is tired about them hearing how they're going to run the ball against us. So I think we're both just tired about that, just ready to see each other and play each other. 'Cause I know their defensive front's probably one of the best we'll see all year. I know their secondary is really hungry to shut down an air raid offense. So I know it's going to be a good game this Saturday.
How do you prepare for a guy, Trey Flowers, coming off the edge, coming back for a senior year, kind of primed and ready to be all-conference defensive end there?
Yeah, our offensive line's definitely ready for that. Coach Hayes got them motivated this week, and we have an experienced offensive line, but they got to get better. They haven't given up many sacks. The first 2 games gave 0 sacks, so I know they're doing good so far. But they know they have a big test this week with a great defensive line like Arkansas brings to the table. I know they're going to try to get as much hurry as they can get on us.
Dave, 5 touchdowns through 2 games for Bradley Marquez. Does being roommates and hanging out off the field, does that help y'all's connection more once you do get on the field?
No, he's just been opening the red zone. He's done a great job of that so far, and that's just a credit how hard he's worked this summer. It's the first summer he's really worked with us this summer. He's always going with the Mets organization and stuff like that, but just being around the team and being voted the captain, just really everybody's seeing how hard he works, just really paying off, and I'm really proud of him through 2 games so far.
Statistically, it may not look like it, but defensively, did you feel like you guys played better this week than you did the first week against Central Arkansas?
I do feel like we played better. UTEP came out, they're a pro-style offense. We know exactly what they're going to do. And it all came down to stopping the run. They ran the ball all game, and we're going to have to get better going into the Arkansas game.
Kenny, how much more comfortable are you on the defense side of the ball, starting to make some more plays with each passing week?
Definitely a lot more comfortable. Everything's really coming to me. It's my first year really just being on the defense side of the ball, and, you know, going through those games, getting the experience is really helpful for me, and I feel like I'm getting better with every week.
You're coming up against a very big offensive line, big running game. How do you think that's all going to go?
Really got to prepare ourselves mentally to get into a dogfight. You know, we know what these guys want to do. They're going to come in. They're going to try to run the ball all game, and really it comes down to man versus man.
In that same vein, can speed defeat size or give it some problems?
Could you repeat that, please?
Can your speed defeat that size?
I believe so. I believe so. That's the benefit we have against them is we have more speed than they do, and we're going to have to use it to the best of our advantage.
Talk about getting into that mentality of having to stop and run. It's going to be big talk this upcoming week.
Right.
Talk about as a defensive player getting into that mentality, coach.
Well, I mean, there's not much more motivation you need. It's SEC against Big 12. We know exactly what they want to do, and it's all about preparing your front line for a game to play all 4 quarters in.
One of the leaders of this team on both sides of the ball, really. Been around now several years.
Right.
After 2 games, both wins, but really, you know, close calls, people expect you to blow these teams out, at least the first game. How are you feeling about this team's confidence heading into this slate of games against very good football teams?
Well, knowing that we can handle adversity, it feels pretty good. You know, early in the season, like the team itself, we know that those games didn't go the way that we wanted them to go, and we've worked really hard to have those type of outcomes. And I feel like, you know, the whole team knows that, and we're trying to get the click for this game.
How tough is it for you guys as a defense? You know, you get off the field and the offense goes out, and it's so fast-paced that, you know, 3 and out gets them off the field real quick. Is that tough on you guys as a defense to get right back out there after that?
I mean, no. You know, we've been preparing for this since the summer. This is a fast-paced offense. It's the Big 12, and, you know, defense always has to be ready to get on the field and try to get off as fast as we can.
So there was no fatigue factor on defense?
I didn't really feel a fatigue factor, you know, and I mean, it all goes back to how hard we worked throughout the spring and the summer. You know, I play in all 3 phases of the football game, and fatigue really wasn't a big factor for me.
Did you hear any of the other players on defense talk about being gassed?
Not at all, really. You know, we have a pretty good rotation going in, so if a guy's gassed, we're trying to keep him fresh and rotate in and out as much as we can.
Talk about the defensive line. You know, some obvious improvements, especially with Jackson out and Rika out. Some of those guys stepping up. Talk about that a little bit on the defensive line.
Defensive line, they knew exactly what they needed to do. You know, Rika's out, so we had to have guys step up like Anthony Smith and Marcus Smith and Keelan McElrath, and you know, for this up and coming week, we'll have those guys back like Jackson Richards, and we're gonna have to. I believe we're gonna have to rotate the D line in and out. So they're gonna have to mentally just stay focused the whole week and be ready to get in when their name's called. You know, we're not trying to get into, you know, all the hype. We're trying to focus on what we can control, and really we feel that if we do what we need to do, execute the plays as well as we can, and really just give perfect effort, then I mean we should come out on top. Other than there's a lot of holding from the offensive line, you know, it's all football. You know, I'm still learning and just trying to get better with every week, and having the teammates that I have, they're helping me get through all of it.
What do you think of Justin Stockton's play so far?
Oh, Justin Stockton's been phenomenal. You know, with that speed, you know, I've been telling him all week. You know, press the hole and get vertical, because with that speed, no one's going to be able to catch him. And it showed in Saturday's game.
What about DeAndre? What do you see from DeAndre?
DeAndre's looking good. He's really just an all-around back, and they're not really missing a beat with me being gone from the picture. And I mean, that's good. That's good to see. And DeAndre's really stepped up, and he's been a leader to the young guys.
Were you surprised UTEP didn't run the ball at you guys that last series?
I wasn't really surprised. You know, I mean, we knew all their plays. We knew what they were going to do, and we really prepared ourselves to stop the run going into that last drive. And I think they knew that, so they were trying to switch it up on us.
What's your biggest concern about Arkansas?
Biggest concern?
Yeah.
Probably their size. You know, it's a typical SEC team, big line, want to run the ball down your throat, and like I said, we got to mentally prepare ourselves for that.
Obviously, you don't like to lose Jackson Richards and Rika last week, but do you think that's going to be nice to have Brandon Thorpe and Marcus Smith, Keelan McElrath have those extra in-game reps versus UTEP before they, get rotated in versus
Yeah, definitely getting them that experience in this Big 12 play. We were missing Jackson and Rika, and it hurt us a little bit, because we don't have much depth at the D line. But having those guys back is really going to be a big benefit.